Thanks, Carl. Welcome back. Well, she's the glamorous high society real estate agent turned rogue, leaving a $30 million black hole in the pockets of shattered Aussie mums and dads. She thought she'd gotten away with it, but tonight our investigation blows the scandal wide open.
Sarah Dougan is a complete maverick.
Don't you think you should answer a few questions in Australia before coming here?
Please leave me alone.
Not rotten. Rotten, just crook.
Sarah Dougan, the corrupt high-flying real estate agent accused of stealing from families before fleeing the country.
Someone as crafty as her, you don't often come across.
Tonight, we expose her shocking scandal, which includes allegations of rampantly forging bank documents for millions of dollars worth of loans. And then she declared herself bankrupt for a monstrous $30 million.
Thank you.
You want to tell us why you left Australia?
At this stage, she hasn't shown any indication of coming back.
It's a spectacular fall from grace. She's won awards in the real estate industry for her performance as a mortgage broker. She considered herself part of Sydney's high-flying social set and was once held in high regard.
She was referred to us by a very senior real estate identity.
Now, after a major investigation by a current affair, we map out her nasty tactics, and unbelievably, she's on the verge of starting again. Dustin, Channel 9 Australia, a current affair.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks.
How's your workout?
Yeah,
How's
good.
life in LA for you? Pretty good?
Yeah, good, thank you.
You're setting up another property group, I see.
No, I don't need to talk to you,
Another
thanks.
property group. You want to talk about why you ran off from Australia?
No, thank you.
You want to tell us
Excuse
why
me?
you left Australia?
Can you please...
You've been accused of fraudulently
Excuse
ripping
me.
people off. How did you go bankrupt for nearly $30 million? Sarah Dougan is the subject of a police inquiry. The real estate agent declared herself bankrupt for nearly $30 million. But not only that, her conduct while living in Australia was at the very least highly suspicious. But somehow she managed to flee the country to Los Angeles here in California, leaving behind a trail of destruction that ruined lives. And you'll be staggered when you find out what she's up to now after living in America for just 8 months. This 36-year-old lived in a world driven by deceit that unravelled shortly after joining real estate firm Bell Property in Byron Bay.
We were left in no doubt that there actually was a very serious problem there.
Within just 6 months, around $600,000 disappeared from Bell Property's trust account. It held deposits from families planning holiday rentals at the tourist spot. The company's CEO, Peter Hanscom, moved in to investigate and quickly pinpointed Sarah as a key suspect.
I went to the office at Byron the next morning, went through an audit process myself, and later on that day we terminated Sarah from the group and notified Department of Fair Trading.
The New South Wales Fraud Squad is also investigating the Bell Property case and other allegations of fraud against Sarah.
Does anyone know where the money was going?
No one knows where it's gone because it's disappeared out of the account, and Sarah, with all of her financial services experience, I think did a very good job of hiding that from everybody.
Mr Hanscom closed Bell Property's Byron office. The damage caused by Sarah Dougan and the missing money was just too great.
We could not open in Byron Bay again until there was a ruling about Sarah.
Fair Trading has since banned Sarah Dougan from being involved in real estate in Australia for 15 years. But the story behind this crooked property agent gets worse.
We believe probably only 2% of what Sarah's been up to was during that 6-month period when she operated a real estate franchise.
You know, if we talk about corruption, I've never seen corruption like this.
If one person knows what it's like to fall victim to Sarah Dougan, it's Sydney father Nick Varikios. He builds orphanages, and it was during a property deal to build a home for struggling kids in Byron Bay that he fell into a wicked web.
How could a person who generated so much trust in myself and other people just go and do things like that?
He says the property deal opened the way for Sarah to mastermind a plan to take out millions of dollars worth of loans in his name simply by forging his signature.
These are forgeries that it's nowhere near my signature. We've seen so many different versions of my signature with the same financial institutions as well. So, again, who checks these things off?
On one occasion, a National Australia Bank loan was obtained for $1.7 million in Nick's name, and he says the signature is a forgery. In fact, he adds he wasn't even in Sydney the day the document was signed.
What person's name was most common throughout all of these applications?
All those loans went through Sarah Dougan's office.
And his credit file shows on at least 12 other occasions, attempts were taken out to obtain even more loans in his name.
Ranging from about 1.2 million to about 2.8 million of me as a single borrower or co-borrower.
Nick has been battling the banks for 3 years to clear his name, while Sarah remains on the run. What's also astounding is that her shifty tactics were noticed but not reported.
It was regular practice for her to forge signatures on documents. She called it craft.
ACA has obtained this email from a former workmate who wished to remain anonymous. He recalls working alongside Sarah at her mortgage brokering franchise in Sydney.
She and her staff would hold the original up to the window so it was backlit. Then they would copy the signature on bank loan or mortgage documents.
And with authorities closing in, Sarah took off, thumbing her nose at Australian federal law. She fled the country without approval from the trustee of her bankruptcy.
Yes, well, it is rare. We don't often have people that leave without seeking permission of the trustee for the very reason that we inform them that it is an offence and it can be punishable by jail.
And while Sarah enjoys the sunny shores of California, her absence has frustrated her bankruptcy trustee, Andrew Wiley, and his investigation. He says he's requested numerous times through email for her to return.
If you leave the country and you don't return, your bankruptcy is effectively extended forever until such time as you return to the country. So that's also quite a serious stick to wave at people.
The threat of jail has been no deterrent to Sarah. She's immersed herself in a new life of parties and good times in the glamorous world of Hollywood. She's joined a gym and boasted on the internet about her training. Her victims and creditors are now screaming louder too. There is outrage after our investigation revealed that she's setting up in LA.
This is Wilshire Boulevard, famous for being home to some big American companies. A few kilometres up that way and you're in Beverly Hills. And it's where Sarah Dougan is setting up a new operation from a serviced office. Somehow she's obtained a US working visa, a social security number, and she set up a new company, Sarah Property Group. That's right, another real estate business right here in LA.
5405, home to Sarah Property Group, established last October by Sarah Dougan. Company documents clearly stating the nature of her business. And remember, she is banned from being involved in real estate in Australia for 15 years. The serviced office effectively a mail drop for her operations. Mail she picks up, by the way, in her brand new $80,000 Audi.
If we talk about corruption, I've never seen corruption like this, and then it extends over to, America. What you're telling me now is just, you've got to be kidding.
And New South Wales Fair Trading is in discussion with other government agencies regarding further action that may be taken against Sarah Dougan.